10th function is carrying out credit control policies of RBI. RBI can expand or contract credit. Hence, it is called controller of credit. Details about the credit control we are going to discuss under the topic RBI. But here it is quite necessary for us how commercial banks carry out the credit control policies of RBI. So here you need to know meaning of the term bank rate. Bank rate or bank rate policy refers to the rate at which RBI lend funds to other commercial banks. And RBI can either expand the credit or contract the credit depending upon the situations. For example, during inflation, during inflation, RBI increases the rate of interest. We know that inflation is a situation where prices are rising. There is a situation of excess demand or supply. So to control this excess demand, RBI makes a plan. The plan is that RBI increases, see this arrow mark, increases a bank rate. As a result, the borrowers will decrease. The rate at which commercial banks provide loans will be high, so the number of people borrowing decrease. When borrowers decrease, investment, employment, income also decrease. As a result, demand decreases. This will check the excess demand conditions or inflationary tendencies. During deflation, opposite happens. Actually, deflation is a situation where there is excess supply over demand. In order to counter or to check this excess supply, RBI decreases the bank rate. When RBI decreases the bank rate, the borrowers will increase. More number of people rush to the banks to borrow the loans. As a result, investment, employment, and income also increase. This will lead to increase in demand. Thus, RBI checks excess supply over the demand. 11th point is other functions. First one, internet banking. This facility helps the account holder to operate his or her account through internet by using personal computer or mobile phone. This internet banking has become very useful nowadays because the person can operate his account without reaching to the bank. At home he can operate, either he can pay the amount or he can get the amount, collect the money, etc. Let us proceed to point 2 under that, core banking. Core banking is also referred as anywhere banking. Under this system, account holder gets a facility to operate his or her account at any of the branches of his or her bank within the country. For example, I have an account in State Bank of India, Rajajinagar branch. Through this core banking facility, I can operate this account in any part of the country with the same branch. This is referred as anywhere banking or core banking facility. ATM stands for automated teller machine. This ATM facility helps to withdraw the cash any time since they are kept open 24/7. Issuing credit cards. The credit cards will help to purchase goods or services or even to withdraw the cash. In fact, the major difference between credit card and debit card is that debit card is nothing but the ATM. If we have the money in our account, we can use. Whereas in credit card, we are borrowing the loan. As the very name says credit, we are borrowing the loan from the bank. Every credit card account holder is given a limitation. Up to that limit, he can purchase the goods and services without paying cash. But he has to pay that amount along with the interest after the specified time period. Venture capital financing. Commercial banks create venture capital fund to finance risky ventures of different enterprises. Here, when I say risky ventures, financing the business firms whose risk is more. Remember, no business activity is free from risk. When I say risk, there's no guarantee that an entrepreneur would get profit. He may get profit or he may incur loss also. Such risky ventures will be financed by the commercial banks. Such initiatives have been taken up by the banks like State Bank of India, Canara Banks, etc. 2. Merchant banking. This facility helps the business firms to sell their shares and promote new projects. For example, SBI and Canara banks have initiated such merchant banking facilities. Retail banking. It refers to banking services such as housing loans, customer durable loan, that is for purchasing electronic gadgets such as refrigerator, TV, washing machine, computers, etc. Vehicle loans, that is loans have been provided for purchasing two four-wheelers, etc. Loans which are offered even for obtaining higher education, which we call it as education loans, etc. These loans are given for short and medium term loans. Short term loans are those whose repayment period is from 15 months to 7 years. Medium term loans are those whose repayment period is from 7 years to 15 years and so on. Mutual funds. Some of the commercial banks accept public deposits and use those funds to purchase shares in a prudent manner. If an individual deals the share market, risk is more. If these commercial banks accept our fund and invest in a careful or a prudent manner, the risk is quite less. Actually, these mutual funds are quite better than dealing directly in the share market. This will reduce the risk for investors. For example, banks like State Bank of India, PNB, that is Punjab National Bank, BOI, Bank of India, Canara Banks, etc., have initiated such projects. So far, we have learned different functions of commercial banks, and in our previous classes, we have learned about advantages of bank accounts and different types of bank accounts. Based on these topics, I have given assignment 1 and I've listed few important questions which are often asked in the board examination. Let us just go through them. 1. How is the word bank derived? What does it mean? 2. Differentiate between recurring deposit account and fixed deposit account. 3. Differentiate between savings bank account and current account. 4. State any 4 agency functions of commercial banks. 5. Briefly explain 2 methods by which commercial banks advance loans. 6. What do you mean by lead bank scheme? When was it introduced? 7. Give the meaning of cash credit and discounting bills of exchange. 8. List out the advantages of opening a bank account? 9. What do you mean by the terms inflation and deflation? Dear students, please focus on these questions and practice them well. They're often asked in the board examination. We will continue the rest of the topics in our next class. Thank you.